Keeping a close eye on the crisis in Afghanistan, a professor of law at the University of Utah, Amos Giora, now joins us live from Jerusalem to give us some insight on the situation. Amos, thanks for being with us here all the way from Jerusalem today. How are the people in the Middle East reacting to the Taliban takeover?
First of all, thanks for having me, and straight to the point, because we could spend weeks, if not months, discussing the questions you're going to ask. I think in terms of, the Middle East, where I am in Israel, there's concern in terms of what are the lessons we here in the Middle East learn about America as an ally, America as a dependent ally. I think that from my perspective, President Biden made the right call. But the question is, how do you go about implementing withdrawal, particularly when it was clear that the Taliban was locked in on regaining Kabul and obviously coming to be in full control of Afghanistan. I think Senator Romney is right. The real cost here from an American perspective, above and beyond the geopolitics of it, are the Afghans who have worked with the Americans over the past 20 years. You don't need to be, an Einstein here to know that the fate that awaits them is beyond horrific. I think there will be mass murder left, right, and center, again, of the Afghans and their families who collaborate with the United States. I think to your initial question about how is it perceived here, again, here in Israel, it really raises important questions about, call it the steadfastness of American foreign policy, and what happens when America reaches the conclusion that policy A is no longer in play, shifts to policy B, and is there sufficient enough understanding of intelligence? Are there enough ears to the ground who are able to assess the situation? I understand that the Biden administration is saying that they were caught by surprise. I find that to be unconvincing. I think anybody who's been following this carefully in no way should be surprised at the speed with which the Taliban have totally overcome and ultimately conquered or reconquered Afghanistan. I don't see anything that is surprising here. And in that sense, the surprise reaction to something that's not surprising, befuddling would be the best word.
Do you think that other countries will lose faith in dealing with the American government because of this?
That's an excellent question. And obviously here, the broader Middle East where this potentially plays out is with respect to Iran. I mean, in many ways, any conversation about Middle East, narrowly or broadly, is going to have to work its way to America's relationship with Iran. I would think that if I were, king for the day, metaphorically, not literally, of Saudi Arabia, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Qatar, the Emirates, I would be concerned about what it means for America to say, quote unquote, we're with you. And is that something that is short term or long term? And I remind you and the listeners that those countries have attached themselves to America in the context of the conflict with Iran, but they're going to, I think, would have to ask themselves, what are the consequences of tying hitching your wagon to America if American policy shifts? But again, I want to emphasize, and we can get into this, that I think President Biden made the right call to withdraw from Afghanistan. I think there's going to have to be long discussions about the implementation of the decision, and particularly whether it was an intelligence failure or a failure to understand intelligence. I guess there will be congressional committees that will investigate this, but I think those are really important questions that tie into how rooted or how tied in is America when it's on the ground. What's the role of the generals? Was Biden receiving accurate information? There's some really, really important questions that demand an answer.
I think a lot of those questions will be asked in the next coming days and weeks. Amos, our time is limited here, so we have about 30 seconds left. I just want to ask you, what do you make of the Taliban's promise to create an open government there?
So I don't know if you can see me. I don't know if the camera works. My hair is akin to Bruce Willis's hair. I think the chances of the Taliban agreeing, going forward to something like that is, not to make light of the situation, is akin to my having hair like Bob Marley. Zero.
Well, that just gives you an idea of what we think of it. There you go. And I know that we have a lot more serious discussions moving forward. Our thanks to you there, Professor of the University of Utah, Amos Giora, joining us live from Jerusalem. Thanks for talking with us and giving some insight in the situation today.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. We have more Midday right after this.